What is happening, everybody? Welcome to The Forge with your hosts, Jimmy G and Billy the Kid. And Billy, if you want to introduce who our special guest is today.
All right, I'm going to introduce our guest, and I got to log out because something's not working here with Restream.
You broke it.
I broke it. I touched the button and I broke it. So we've got Paul from Collecticon Toys here. He is one of my sponsors. He is one of the nicest people you'll ever meet, and he runs a fantastic toy store that gets you the stuff that you obviously can't always find. Might cost a bit, but you know he's got it, and that's the important thing. I'm going to let Paul introduce himself while I try to fix my issues here.
Yeah, that's me. I'm Paul.
Good.
See you,
Now we can
Billy.
talk about Billy.
Thanks. Yeah, let's talk about that guy. instead of me.
What a weirdo.
Yeah, I'm Paul. I've been into Transformers since I was maybe 3, something like that. No, maybe I was 5. I don't know. I was born in 81, so you know, early adopter, I guess. But yeah, I've been running Collecticon Toys since like 2018, since right before Pulse came out, because I remember being at Toy Fair in the crowd, and they're like, and I remember my sales being really good. I was like, yeah, this toy thing's gonna work, because Hasbro Toy Shop had been down for like 3 months because they were replacing it with Pulse, and they revealed Pulse at the thing, and I was like,
dang it.
I was like, you a-holes, you know. But that was you know, that just meant that explained why the sales were good back then, and so it's been a struggle ever since.
Darn Pulse. Anyway, no. What's funny though is sometimes you guys get stuff before Pulse even ships it. You know, yeah. I'm like, I have it on pre-order, and then all of a sudden, you know, I have people that have it from where they bought it from several different locations, and I'm like, I figured I'd get it from Hasbro. I might get it first, but no.
Well, that's just kind of how the chips fall sometimes. Like, there's no secret to that. It's just, you know, the stuff.
Is what it is.
The container arrives on the ship, and they chop it up and send it on rail or truck to different places, and it arrives when it arrives. And so sometimes Hasbro's warehouses are the last place to get it. You know, who knows?
Darn you, Hasbro.
That's just crazy
on that. But no, Paul, we are glad to have you on, and I know we're going to talk about some exciting stuff conceptually and things too as well. But we got some news we want to share too as well. So let's get into it. And then Billy, before we get into some news, you want to say hey to everyone in the chat?
Yeah, I would love to. Strider, how you doing? Texeta, Timas.
Timas.
So then we got Big Easy 1. Big Easy, do you got a new page or something? Where'd the 1 come from?
Maybe there's a Big Easy 2.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
But yeah, we've got some nice friends in here right now. There's other folks that haven't said hello. All right, into the news.
Yeah, I'll let you introduce this right here because I know you're excited about it.
I'm super excited for this. Next week, your friend, Candace Antora of Primal Parodies has set up a night with Gary Chalk. So we're going to have Candace and Gary on next week, just enjoying Gary's company. I don't believe we're even going to do a news section.
Nope. We're just going to have some fun.
And we're just going to have fun with
Candace and Gary. Thank you, Candace, if you're watching this by repeat or whatever. Thank you. We owe you all sorts of favors. So if you're in Orlando, we'll buy you something. I don't know.
Yeah, that's it. I agree with that fully. But yeah, we're super excited for that. That should be a lot of fun.
Yeah. I would say this, and for those of y'all, if you want to go ahead and start submitting questions, you know, you can do that at the Forge Live 2005 at gmail.com. But we would love to have some questions maybe that y'all may have teed up for Gary and all that good stuff too as well.
I would love that. I do check that email daily, by the way.
He does.
I'm always on that.
Right now, all he's getting is like, his stuff from Skyball. But anyway, and then we have some news sources that we do look at, and something I do want to talk about is this right here that's going on that's really weird with TM reviews, and we're hearing several other pages are having this issue where
is going through this as well.
Yeah, Facebook is kind of just like blocking their posts and stuff, so, and not putting it up front they're paying for it, they're meta verified, and all of a sudden this is happening. So it is crazy. I don't know if any of y'all have experienced it or seen anything like that, or just seeing what your feed is, but yeah, it's crazy.
Facebook doesn't work anymore. That's
No.
what I get out of that. It just is a dumpster fire that I don't know, just not it's not a viable way to like build a business or market anything anymore. It just
No, you can't.
doesn't work.
That's it. I think maybe we need to go back to MySpace and have the top friends and everything.
Oh,
like
we
that.
should. So why don't we make it big again? I would love to even see my old MySpace page.
I don't even know if I can log into my own.
I can't. It
MySpace
won't let
thing.
me. It won't let me. And it's got like old baby pictures and band stuff and all that fun stuff. Candace says, "You owe me nothing." And,
Yes, we do.
We do. We are beyond appreciative. Beyond.
Absolutely. But yeah, MySpace, I was always wondering why Tom was my first best friend. So, and then also a lot of stuff that we talk about you can get from Collecticon Toys, but also at Show Z, Gundammit, and all sorts of places. Please use either of those reviewer codes because it does help out on that. And so let's start with some Hasbro. So first of all, this guy, I don't know, do y'all see it? Did it come through before me?
Nope, I'm not seeing. I just see Hasbro Takara Tomy.
9. There we go. This guy got announced as a reissue, and the price, they started at $199, but now it's at $230. So the Power of the Prime's Predaking. So is this something we need? Is this something you want? If you already have it, you don't have to double dip, but $230. Woo! It is going to be a little bit pricey. I never owned this one, so I don't know. I don't have a dog in the fight on this.
I don't get it. I don't get. I see all these people talking about Predaking, like, oh, I can't wait. I'm so glad. I'm like, no one liked this toy. Like, this was not a good toy. No one cared.
That's what I heard.
It's only like inflated in the aftermarket because
it's the only in scale.
It's just the only. Yeah, it's the only one. I mean, it's. Believe it or not, this thing is a heavy retool of Devastator. I don't know if you've really checked that out.
I did not know that.
There's a lot of shared parts there, like the fists and stuff. I mean, that was my interpretation. But I did see one post today that was comparing like product shots of the old one and the new one, and I haven't verified it, but it looks like there are some differences, and that's
paint differences. Yeah,
I mean that's a whole new release. Then that's not a reissue. You know, that's a new figure, but they kept it in the same box. Like at least with Triptychon, they were like all new thing. So this is really confusing to me.
It is to me too. And then and what I heard, like the Wei Zhang KO actually fixed some of the issues that this one had. So I am not going to get this because there's another Predaking that I want that we'll talk about a little bit later. But this is, of course, was announced the Stranger Things second collaboration here with I forgot what this van is called, what his name is, and then the whatever this is. And so I did have the pizza one, the Surfer Boy pizza. It was like this, it looked like it was an afterthought. So I don't know if this is going to be any better or if it's going to be good, but if you're a Stranger Thing fan, I guess this is up your alley. The collaborations, there's only been a few that I've liked. And right now the Monster Hunter one is one of those that kind of like is really, really cool. The Zoids one looks really cool, but I don't know about this one.
So is this the van she flips?
Is this the what?
Is this the van that she flips like over the head?
I don't know.
I believe so. It's for the radio station, and the paint deco is dead on to the show. Like
yes,
it's dead on.
But I don't really remember a radio station in the show.
I think this is going to be in the new season.
Damn pictures.
Yeah, I guess that's kind of my question. Is this like a sort of a minor spoiler for something that's going to happen in
it could be.
The last season?
I know the radio station was in just like briefly in some of it, but this may have a bigger part in the new season that's coming out, which I mean, I can't wait. I'm looking forward to the new season. It's going to be interesting that they're like 2-hour episodes, so that's crazy.
Now, can we just talk real quick though, how freaking cool it is that it comes with an 8-track like that?
Yes.
That's
and
so cool.
A chicken gun.
Like, I think that's great. And I think it is a season 5 spoiler though. Because I personally don't remember it, and when I look up the actual van from the show, it all comes up as season 5 stuff.
Yeah, WSQK.
There you go.
Alejandro does not like these crossovers. The Knight Rider one does look cool.
The Knight Rider one was good.
The Future one was great.
The big Gigawatt was good. I I do like the Basara Prime that's getting ready to come out, the Macross crossover. That one kind of looks interesting, and then the Zoids one looks good, but it's expensive.
And then
That Zoids one looks expensive.
I wouldn't be surprised if we got a mystery machine at some point.
I still want a Mach 5.
I want
They have the
Animal.
overdrive mold that they can do Mach 5 with.
Did you know that there are, I don't know if this is real news or if it's already been leaked or not, because I took the week off, so I kind of like stayed out of Transformer land until tonight. But there are Fast and the Furious crossovers coming.
Are they all going to be related? It's going to be about family.
It's all going to be about family. They're going to be in a family-sized box set. What are you talking about?
All I know is there's more than one.
Okay.
It'll be kind of like the Hot Wheels ones, where there's like multiple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I know because I've pre-purchased them. So
oh, nice.
So there's
they're
some
real.
horrible jokes that I want to make, so we have to move on from this conversation.
Is one of them a drift? Blink once if yes.
I'm not saying.
I don't
anything.
know. I don't. It's some cars. I don't know. Like that's the amount of information you get as a retailer. Like,
Yeah,
It was like
there's
the
a
old
car
video.
coming.
Yeah,
Do you want
here's a
it?
car. Yeah.
You want
just
200 of them?
imagine
Like what?
the Vin Diesel head sculpt on whatever car comes out. Like that's it.
That's gonna be
Strider
great.
wanted a Batman crossover aside from Stranger Things. The only Batman crossover, I'd want the '89 Batmobile or
Yes.
the animated series Batmobile.
Oh,
and
the
that's
animated
it.
series Batmobile is great.
Like if they brought out like the Tumbler or something, it would be the easiest pass for me.
well, they could probably do easily the Robert Pattinson Batmobile. That could be a retool of something. So
I was under
that
the
movie.
impression that the Tumbler was coming, but crickets.
Crickets.
Like it hasn't happened.
Because somebody probably realized it wasn't a good idea.
and then this here.
The suitcase.
I know. I
I've
want
been
that
trying
suitcase
to find
so
that
bad.
for my buddy Nick so bad.
So
and
tell your
it's-
buddy Nick that CY from Kicks Generation is getting.
I
some.
sent it to him. All I
right.
got was the open mouth emoji.
I
So-
asked CY how much they're going to be. He goes expensive, and I was like, "Dang, all right." But that does look cool. I wish we would get cool stuff like this over here. The other like gift sets don't look as cool as this one, but this right here, that suitcase is
So the
just great.
suitcase is awesome, and I would
Yeah.
love to have it.
That
Yeah.
suitcase is going to be the most expensive suitcase
Ever.
ever.
Yeah.
Ever.
Once
More
the-
expensive than Vera Bradley, Gucci, all that
Oh.
stuff.
Once the
Hopefully
dust
I
has
get-
settled.
Hopefully, I get lucky and it shows up at Marshall's one day.
Yeah. At Ross Con.
Yeah.
There we go. All these people that are crying that the things that they were scalping are at Ross. And then this is another shot, kind of in-hand images of the Studio Series Soundwave. So there
That's
he
an
is in
A
bot
plus,
mode.
man. If I was a
It looks
truck
good.
collector still, I'd be all over that.
Yeah.
Looks
Looks
better than
re-
the Masterpiece reissue,
Yeah.
honestly.
What are your thoughts, Paul?
It's fine. Look, I mean, don't fool yourself. These are not. I'm just going to keep saying this stuff until people listen, because that is not an 80. That is not 86 Soundwave. That is Skybound Soundwave. That's
Yeah.
why they're redoing all these toys. It's not.
Yeah.
Of course.
Because we're going to get a
Not
Skybound
literally.
alternative.
Yeah, they're just like double dip. They're pre-selling it to you, and then they're going to sell it to you again. in
Which is
another
crazy,
way.
like that Skybound Prime. I mean, it's a little too late that it's coming out, but man, it's expensive.
That was so
for-
expensive. That was terrible.
Welcome to the brig, baby. That's all I
Yeah.
can say. This is the world we're in now.
But there it is in scale with Studio Series Megatron on there. So
I
and
wish
then
it was a little slimmer. Is about all I'll say.
not
just
a
those-
chunky boy.
Yeah, because I don't like a buff Soundwave. This is not who he is. Like I don't like a buff Shockwave either. But
No, never. I like those skinny shockwaves.
Yeah,
Derek,
the
what's
skinny
up,
legs, the chicken legs.
I like him.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I like him. Long legs, red hair.
And then we're getting this set, which is
So
the
bad.
Devastation Prime in the 3 kind of like prototype, and I guess it's supposed to have like a booklet on like their designing of it and things like that. And again, I just don't see. I guess this is if you are a collector and you need to collect primes. I guess this would be something in your collection. I do collect primes, but this is not one I'm kind of probably get.
This is so strange.
It is.
like I get what it is, right? Like, because I procure prototypes and that kind of thing and test shots, and so I get this, but it's almost like I don't want a fake prototype. Why do there's no? It's not a prototype then.
It's just
just another figure.
It's just a retool or a repaint or whatever.
It's almost like, are they trying to encourage you to go on the black market and get this stuff that they don't want you to get? Like, I mean, it's cool that they're acknowledging that, hey, like they're kind of bringing everybody into the fold. Like, hey, they're peel back the curtain. This is how it happens, you know? Like, they're kind of demonstrating that, and that's cool. I mean, even I don't know if it's going to stay there, but even like the one in the middle, the non-painted one with the weird colors has like a date stamp thing on it, which is like so funny because that's what they use to identify like the sample, so it can't be stolen, and if it is, they know who took like where it came from. So it's sort of hilarious, but you know, this is just not I think this is just not the figure to do this with. So maybe they'll do this with more of them later, like a more desirable figure. I mean, I do like this Prime. A lot of people don't, but it has the single grill, which is like something I love on Optimus. I hate the faux grills. So, you know, this, I already ordered it, so I'm getting it. But this fits. I collect Optimus Prime, so this like fits.
Yeah. It's the cool thing about it is the box does open, and it has, so if you're in the box, you can kind of display it. But pretty interesting.
Big Easy said exactly what I said about it in every group I'm in. It's a cool concept, but it's a cash grab.
Yeah, I mean, you got to think it's like what McFarlane did with their like Kickstarters, where it's like, oh, we have the proof and we have this and we have this, but it was the same toy just in different colors.
Yep.
So, but and then we got the Thundercracker, some pictures. So I got it here next to the
Skybound toy.
Yep.
Again.
There we go.
He spoke the truth, and they stoned him for it.
Hey. It does look good though.
I love that the tail fins are interchangeable between the back and his legs.
Yeah.
So they've shown that photos of those tail fins on his lower legs as if it was the Gen 1 cartoon, but then they also have pictures of them attached to his back to get that kibble out of the way. I think it's pretty cool that they did it the way they did. I don't know. I just feel bad because they just re-released or did like a whole Skywarp Thundercracker thing for the 86 with this old mold. And not even a year later, it's like, oh, here's a brand new one.
Yeah.
Oh, and it's better. And
they did that with Soundwave too. You had the Transformers Legacy Soundwave that they re-released, and then you got the studio one coming out. So
that Alejandro, that is a Studio Series Thundercracker. Definitely take some hints from the Masterpiece in the designs.
And then the plastic crack known as Blockies. Of course, they have their line of vehicles that they have coming now. So, which is cool. I think it's pretty neat that you're going to be able to get vehicle, and then of course, if you want to have it in robot, you got the robots, you got the vehicles. I don't know if this is maybe the way they'll go with. They're probably still with the Defender series is the way they're going to go with their combiners, because I'm looking forward to that Bruticus. But I think this looks great. I mean, if you're a car guy, I guess it's for you.
These are a totally different scale than the Defender ones, for sure. This is more like the
Galaxy,
sort of the equivalent. I wouldn't, they're not Galaxy, but it's a whole new line. Like, it's supposed to be kind of unrelated, but I think you could pair these pretty well. But not a lot of these alt modes match a Blocky, though.
No,
agreed.
No,
these have such this is like the old IDW designs, are they not?
Yeah, most of them are Swerve and Hot Rod and
Optimus.
Gears and Mirage really are all IDW, and the Prime.
Yeah. Which
is,
to me, that's wild that they went that route, especially because Skybound is so hot right now. You would think with a Hasbro-backed product, they wouldn't be digging back 15 years.
They'll get there. I mean, I'm trying to explain, it's like Hasbro's been preparing this next iteration of Transformers like very meticulously, and I think the second party vendors will be in step with them.
Yeah.
So like when the cartoon comes out, the new toys will be ready, which never happens. That's why that's such a big deal.
That would be cool. Yeah.
Because like Blockies was on it with TF1. They were like ready to go with it.
They were
so
right
they'll,
on point.
they'll be ready with that too when it's time.
That show is going to be awesome, by the way.
It will be. That'll be so good. And then this is the
Get ready.
Predaking that I will be getting. It's by Great Works Studio. And so, of course, it starts with their Razor Claw. This is a Legend scale Predaking that's going to be coming out. So,
There's pre-orders.
Is the pre-order out yet?
No, I check every damn day.
But this is their first release, right?
That I'm
company.
aware of, yes. But Paul may be able to answer that.
I don't know. I don't follow the third-party game hardly at all. So this is the first time I've even seen this.
Oh, this is a beautiful, for a Legend scaled figure, this is a gorgeous Razor Claw.
Yeah.
All three
Hopefully they're
modes
able to hide
included.
those screes right there.
I agree, but is he really going to be kept in that mode anyway? Like,
Maybe if you get
if
two
I
of
buy
them.
3.
Yeah. So, but I mean, even though you don't keep it in the mode, you still want something that's been crafted well.
I do. I agree.
And then let's go on. We got Dr. Wu. He goes, hey,
Woo!
I want to make sure that we get our Volcanicus coming in. So this is their first of Grimlock. That. So you're going to get a Wu scaled Volcanicus. So I don't know if Volcanicus is the new Devastator this year. So
Who needs that when you got Blockies Volcanicus coming?
yeah, Blocky's Volcanicus. You've got Craftsman Toys has theirs. You got New Age's little whatever getting ready to build all their stuff, and then you got King Toys as well. So
Or you could just have Dinobots be Dinobots, and we could all be, happy. Candace agrees with Big Easy cash grab, but I might want those Jeeps.
those Jeeps do look good. They do. And so
Derek was saying they look about the size of Matchbox cars. I think. What do you think, Paul? Like, I think he's pretty much onto something.
Well, mine haven't arrived yet. Like I ordered them, a while ago. They're probably going to be here this week. I don't know, really, but like sometimes when I'm a retailer, right? So sometimes you order this stuff through someone and you never get to track it. It just shows up one day. You're like,
it's like it's here. 12 boxes.
My whole day changed right now. So that'll hopefully happen with those. But that's what I've heard as well, is that they're like Hot Wheels sized.
That's
be cool
awesome.
though. That
I
would
would
be
love
cool.
that.
Yeah, I've heard some people say, "Oh, that's smaller than I was expecting," and I'm like, until I have it in hand, I don't know or care. But they look like they're like, if you've put together the Defender vehicles, very simple. These look a lot more intricate, like more of a like a regular Blockies build. So I'm excited to see it. I think it's a good. I have a feeling it might not like have the staying power of the robots, but you never know. It could be cool.
Yeah. If you like cares.
If they're in the right scale, it could be huge. It just depends on what scale they're in.
Well,
Well,
it seems
the alt modes don't get a lot of love as like a dedicated toy line. We've had RPMs and like stuff like that, but it always is sort of a flash in the pan. It'd be great if like Blockies nails it, and like this is a way to get the alt modes going forward.
they've been doing great with a lot of their IPs. I mean, you got Marvel that's getting ready to come out, Star Wars. You do have the
Those Star
Pokemon
Wars
one.
are so
Dinosaurs. Now.
Yep, the dinosaurs. Saint Seiya doesn't do great here, but it does great in overseas. But yeah, Blockies just seems to be doing some good stuff. So watch out. And then War God Morph. This is an oversized KO of the Earthrise Prime. 30 centimeters. What is that in inches? I don't know.
Hold on, let me check.
Yeah, hold on while I whip this thing out. But golly. But 30 centimeters, it is big. There it is next to the regular Prime. And there's the alt modes and things like that. So for those that are into the OSKOs, this is getting ready to come out. I did like the Earthrise mold, when it was there, but this is going to be, I don't know how much it's going to be, but it does have batteries in the gun, batteries in the eyes, all that kind of stuff, and it should transform just like the Earthrise one.
I'll let Paul go first. I do have things to say.
Just who really needs this? That's it.
Someone who likes big bots and they cannot lie.
I feel like all this does, this oversizing of a flawed Prime anyway, all it does is expose the flaws more for me. And like things I don't like aesthetically. Now they're just bigger and in my face. So I don't know.
Let's
This
see.
doesn't make sense to me.
It is 11.8 inches. So there you go.
Not even 12. Not even
Not
a
even
foot.
12. Not even a
Damn.
foot.
Derek did say that those blockies are designed to display with the Galaxy class figures.
Very cool.
Well,
And then Toy Boy, we got a Bumblebee here, of course, and there he is from the Rise of the Beast movie. Very panelly looking to me. Yeah, so it kind of takes you out of the illusion of, hey, that's a car. I mean, it's a car, but I mean, sometimes I like it when I think, who is the company? I don't know who does it, but like I think even Hasbro does a really good job at the alt modes on their Bayverse vehicles. I mean, they look really, really good, but this looks very, very, very panelly to me.
That undercarriage is just too much for me. I can see so many bot modes, like bot pieces underneath that car.
He hits a speed bump and
it just takes it away. The robot mode is fantastic. I mean, that gets an A+ in my eyes, but that vehicle mode leaves a lot to be desired. Yeah, we got people oversize my bots, please.
Timas, oversize my bots.
Says that Bumblebee looks awesome.
I think the Bumblebee that's coming up next looks better than this one. So, and it's by the company TMT. And here it is.
Yeah, that's nice. Look
And
at that.
you can see underneath how clean it is.
No, I see it. The black wash looks great. Yeah, that's a nice figure.
Yeah, I don't know what the size is, but yeah, it looks good on that. That's if you're a Bayverse design guy. This is for you. If you collect Bumblebees, then go ahead and get it and things like that. But yeah, it's really good. So, anything, Paul?
No, it's just there's endless third-party stuff coming.
Yeah, there is.
There's no rules. There's no one playing goalie. It's
a wasteland.
It is.
Of KO and third party. But speaking of KO, we got courtesy of Sam's Bar Bots. Of course, they have that KO Black Zarek. So on the left, you have the real one. On the right, you have the KO. And the KO does have some die cast in it. So for those that missed out, it'd be kind of fun to have this if you can't, which, I mean, the original Zarek costs a lot of money if you're trying to get it.
Yeah, I ordered one of these just for fun, you know, because I do have an original, and you know, what's more interesting? What is that little one down there? What is that?
I don't know what that little one is. I don't know if it's just a custom or something.
That
I don't
would be
remember.
Such a fun desk spot.
That would be a fun one. It'd be cool if it was Iron Factory, but it's not. I don't know what it is. Didn't explain much, but yeah, the KO one we could, especially if you're a vintage Super God Master Force guy, too as well, to kind of collect. And because how much is that Zarek running if to buy a original vintage one right now?
Well, it depends. Do you want it to be intact, or do you want a shell of one, or like what? You know, what?
So let's say a loose complete Zarek.
Loose complete and not broken.
Correct.
I mean, you're. I don't know. It's seller's choice at that point. I would say if it was like impeccable and not broken, $2,000 minimum, you know. But if it's once one piece of it breaks, it's down to like 900.
Yeah.
You know, then it's just a matter of how much is broken, and you know, do you have the little fast track or the little gold dude, or you know, it's a vintage collecting nightmare. And like, I understand why this finally happened, but it does kind of chap my ass a bit. Cause like, I'm on the opinion that like things are rare for a reason, and they should kind of stay rare. Cause once they're not, like, the only reason Black Zarek is notable is because we don't have a lot of like deep lore with him. We just know what's on the wiki, right? Not many people watch the Master Force in America. But this toy is a relic. We never got anything like this. First time I saw this was when I first got on the internet, and I saw one for $300 on eBay.
Oh wow!
In like 2000, and I was like, $300! Oh my god, these people are crazy. you know.
Well,
And look,
there's
and
all
you don't want to know what I paid for mine, but um,
there, there's a
yeah, this
vintage
gives everyone a chance, at least, I guess.
Yeah.
Takes
a,
the gatekeeping down.
a vintage one sold on eBay in September for over $1,000, loose, pre-owned, complete, but loose, and it is what
And it
it
probably
is.
broke on the transit to the guy's house. Like,
Yeah.
I was gonna say, isn't that
Because
all gold plastic?
all that gold plastic, man, it's gonna be tough.
There's junkers for like $300 that are experiencing their GPS. You know,
yeah, it's
Yeah.
just there's all sorts of parts on it that are integral to the toy that break. Like a lot of people are like, oh, I got a black Xeric, but it's missing the shield. It's like, yeah, well, that shield's like gonna be $500. Like,
That's the truth. That is the truth on that. So, and then one of my favorite companies, Heat Boys. It's not Transformers, but it's still pop culture.
what's
And
up,
it
Raz?
is their new Raphael. And this,
Wow.
I love the old school mecha, Japanese samurai, all that kind of stuff look there. Look at those dragons. Look at that face sculpt. I think it looks great. I'm going to pull up another kind of few pictures here of it. But Heat Boys, what's interesting is they said once they're sold out of their mecha ones, but they're releasing new ones, that they're not making more. But well, I guess if it still continues to sell money, I don't know why they would stop making it, but it looks great. I am a fan of it. I've got the 4 turtles, and so I don't know if I'd replace my Raphael with this one, or maybe I would. I don't know. But
so are these licensed? Because they had all the
these-
logos on it and stuff.
these are licensed.
Wow, that's sick.
Yep. But yeah, mecha versions of your turtles. There's a Leonardo one that turns into the turtle van, which is really cool. And then, but yeah, they're just really neat. Now, Heat Boys is making more realistic ones that will be coming out, but they also have a Mecha Shredder coming out, a Kang, and a April O'Neil. So if you are a turtle fan and you also like big ass robots, then this will be right up your alley. Billy, what do you think?
I think it looks pretty cool. It reminds me of Big Hero 6.
It does, doesn't it?
But that's fun. Like, I loved Big Hero 6 and everything about it. Mix that with some turtles, and that's great. I love the headband. Like, that
Yeah.
looks like it's got wire in there to make it posable. Like, that's so cool. It just looks fun.
Yeah.
Looks,
and they're hefty figures, so they have die cast. They got a die cast kind of like skeleton to make them really hold those poses and things like that too. But that is all the news because we wanted to make sure to give. I don't know why that's popping up, but there we go. But to talk about what we want to talk about is how about them Bears? No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
But no, we want to talk about a little bit about what Paul's got going on, as well as some other stuff if we got that too. But I know the last time we had you on, we talked about collecting and kind of like collecting end goals and all that kind of stuff. And I got chastised for my ADHD collecting habits. And have I changed? No. But Paul, I know you got some things that are kind of cooking that have been cooking for a while in your brain, and kind of just love to hear a little bit more about it.
Well, sure. Here we go. I mean, I don't have my like elevator pitch ready or anything like that because I'm
Shark
just
Tank.
Yeah, because like I've been working. This has been in the works for many, many years, over a decade. I started like the term Collecticon, and I don't know if this is even interesting, but I'm going all the way back here.
no,
The term
do it.
Collecticon came to me. A friend of mine actually came up with it, and we were going to start this business and make this make this thing that was sort of a master application for the Transformers brand. And in a way, like imagine the wiki had like features,
Yeah.
that you could actually do something with it other than read it and click around. Because I love the wiki, so like don't get me wrong, I think it is the closest thing we have to a consensus of like everything that's going on in our fandom over the last 40 years. It's the best repository of information that we have collectively, and even Hasbro uses it. They converse with the guys that run that on occasion, to answer like is this a real character? Blah blah blah. Like they might just do that to talk to make sure that they're on the level with the fans for certain stuff. Like I don't know anything. I can't say anything specific, but I know that stuff has happened with those people. So that iteration of it with that friend never got off the ground, but it always what stuck with me was the name and the concept. I was like, yes, this still, and I've been watching since then, since like 2006, 2007. I have seen people make attempts at doing what I have always wanted to do, but it has always fizzled out quite quickly because they don't do it right, in my opinion. And I mean, I could name a few of the applications that have come and gone, but it's probably just better off not to, and just focus on the one that I'm going to be building, which at this point it's called the Collecticon, because as you know, I have Collecticon Toys, but I started the blog collecticon.org because I couldn't build. I'm not a software engineer. I could not build the thing that I wanted to, but I was like, well, let me just at least get something started. Let me just, they always say sketch the thing to make it exist and then refine it later, right? So I started with the blog, which, because of SSL certificates that I don't know how to fix, like you can still get to it, but it's going to say like, oh, this is a dangerous website. Like, only thing dangerous there is the knowledge, people. So you can just enjoy that if you want. But I don't keep up with that so much anymore, because then I moved on to Collecticon Toys, which I wanted to get into. I wanted to understand the retailer side of the Transformers hobby and the fandom. And you could almost say I kind of cut my teeth doing some work for TF Source back in like 2008, 2009. I did all those TF Source video reviews.
Yes.
So if you vet now, and then when I say that, a lot of people like at TF cons, I'll just kind of casually mention it. They're like, oh my God, I've watched all of those. I'm like, really? Because I mean, some of them have a few 100,000 views, but it's from a bygone era. They're like 15 years old,
Yep.
Yeah.
And they weren't as good as I thought they were when I made them. Like I would make them totally different now, but I mean, I gave up on that. That stuff was really fun. I loved working for TF Source and Kurt. That was a good time, but it was just so much work. I couldn't keep it up. So, but I remember getting the Fan Toys Bruticus like before anyone had it. And I posted the first video, and that was just crazy.
That must have been incredible.
That was pretty fun. I mean, just because no one had touched the toy yet either, I was literally the first person in the US to have it. So that was cool. That was notable. But where did I? Oh, let's fast forward. Now we're at Collecticon Toys. I'm doing shows doing toy shows. Just did TFCon this past weekend in Chicago. That was awesome. I try to do BotCon when I can, and I try to do all the other TF cons when I can. I do a few other toy shows. I basically have dedicated, it's kind of embarrassing to say, but like I've dedicated my life to the brand, to the Transformers, because this is my I am self-employed right now. For the past year and a half, I've been doing it full time. It's not a side hustle, as people say. I'm always like, no, this is for real. And they're like, what? And so really, selling the toys is not my end goal. It's just what I have been doing the past few years. The end goal is to create the master repository for our fandom. And that could mean a lot of things. And I kind of want to like have you guys ask me some questions about it. Cause like I said, I don't have a prepared statement or anything. And there's nothing I can show you yet. Cause I'm trying to move towards the beta release. And that is why you put that link up there. Thecollecticon.com is currently like, let's call it a sizzle page. I wouldn't say it sizzles that much, but it's basically, if you read what's on there, it's features, it's it's a little bit of fluff, but everything on there is intended to be a component of this web application. And I'm just looking to kind of gauge interest, like to see how many people will sign up. And then I am going to use that list to kind of pick and choose people initially to be like, all right, come in here. Let's start adding some data. Let's have you fiddle around with the website. Tell me what works, what doesn't. It's basically user testing. Yep. But the intention is I want those user test people to stick with it, for the next year. or something as we start to roll it out. And then when it gets to like a stable point where I'm like, okay, we're
ready to launch.
This is an MVP that is like, it doesn't do everything, right? It may not be a marketplace initially. That's probably going to be like, there's so much like customer service involved once you're trying to like connect a two-sided marketplace, that I have to have some serious infrastructure put in place for that to happen. And so I'm trying to do the things I can do as a one-man show now and get people, trickled in. And then once we have consensus as that small tight group, the focus group or the beta testers, and I'm like, are we ready to press the big green button? And if everyone's like, yeah, then we're going to open it up to the rest of the crew. Now, the question is, what are you talking about, dude? What are you going to open up? What are you doing? What do you actually mean? Right? I mean, like, this cool thing. Well, what it's going to be, image. So what is it? Hoping for image cataloging service? Yeah, there's going to be tons of images here. I mean, like, it will be the place. Okay. Imagine I've talked about this so many different ways. It's really hard for me to like focus. I'm gonna ping pong all over the place. But if you
I'm like watching the gears go.
That's it. It's like a game of pickleball.
Yeah.
I'll just say this. Like, I have the track record to make this happen. All right. Like, I'm not just some fuddy-duddy that's like, this is cool. Like, I've already run a very successful online two-sided marketplace business. So like, I know what it takes, and I know Transformers. I don't know it better than anyone, like, let's not be honest. My Luddite friends think I'm Mr. Transformers, but I'm like, yeah, go to TFCon and these people will run circles around.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
There are some big name people that I need to sell this to get on board. And if they are like, yes, if they're like, this is what I've been waiting for, then we did it.
Then you've got gold.
Yeah, then I know. There's like a list of like 15 people that if I can get 10 of those people to tell me yes, and the other 5 are like, yeah, I'm not interested, then I still think that we're on board. We're going.
Now I'm going to cut you off for 1 second. New York Hunter signed up on the site, and he's saying that they're hoping for taking an image of their collection and having a catalog for their collection. Are you going to allow the users to kind of like upload shots, and then maybe they'd get reviewed for like cream of the crop shots to show off certain figures and certain modes? Like, are you going to do galleries, things like that? Has that been thought of?
I mean, that's definitely a possibility, to have an image, like, here's a picture of 20 toys, identify them all, nothing. Not even God can do that, correctly. Like, you need to look at each one individually, like, you got Blur and Optimus, G1 Optimus Prime. Okay, folks, which one? Which of the 200 G1 Optimus Primes do you have?
Yeah. Is it the bloated? Is it the...
There you go. So, and did you Frankenstein the parts together? What are we talking about here? So think of it more like this. Think of it as a taxonomy of the brand. And every piece, every figure, every variant, every piece of packaging, every insert, every language variation of instruction booklets, all that stuff identified in an easily identifiable way. So like, if you go to the G1 Optimus Prime product page, it's going to be like it's going to default to one of them, like, it's going to be probably the pre-rub or probably the pre-rub, because that is the first one, right? And then you'll be able to look at the page, see all the parts it comes with, and you'll be able to see about any photos people have uploaded of that toy. But then you can also be like, well, I just need the fists. It's like, oh, well, there's another release that's got the bloated fist.
I was going to say, what fist are we talking about
here?
Yeah. It'll all be identified. It'll be a rabbit hole, like explosion.
But an organized rabbit hole.
Yeah, like you'll start to get to know how the pages sit, and you'll have the muscle memory or the visual memory of like where to click when you're looking for the reruns, the variants, the successive lineage of remolds or redecos throughout the years. The G1 Optimus Prime page is going to be like a flagpole page. Like that is like there's more of that than anything.
Yep.
You know. So
Now,
go ahead.
I'm sorry. I just tried to bring the folks in from the chat. New York Hunter saying that maybe with AI there could be a possibility to make this task a little easier to work with.
Well, there will be the potential for like, what figure do I have? Take a decent picture and oh, that looks like it's either this. You got a G1 Bumblebee. It's like you could be like one of these 5. Identify, like look at the hubcap, look at the date stamp. Like that will tell you, narrow it down to what you want. Like think of tfu.info, but like wired up. Not a static. I mean, like there's all these amazing resources that are out there, and some individuals that have done some serious legwork for all of us. Fred's Workshop, TF Square One, that's Maz. There's all these UK guys that are seriously into this stuff.
UK dudes are beasts, man.
They are.
What I have learned is it's really the people that have been selling this stuff for 20 plus years, like loose figures, and like they have a container full of G1 Astro Trades, like, and they're like, oh yeah, I put the ones that look like this over here, and I found a variant over here. They're the ones that have been seeing this stuff and comparing them. They have more knowledge than anyone, and they know it's valuable, and they may not actually want to share it. Like I don't really know. Like I'm hoping that there's kind of an open dialogue that like manifests here, but there might be people that are like really against this. I don't know.
So I'm going to jump in and I'm going to age us, right?
Okay.
Like, no, I'm serious, because you're saying that there's some people out there that have knowledge about certain figures that not everybody knows, and they may not be willing to share. But we're not spring chickens, right? So most of what I try to do as a collector now in my mid to late 40s is like kind of build my son up as that next generation. So I would imagine with where we are in the age bracket as top collectors, or as, longtime collectors, is we should be using something like this to pool it as a resource for the upcoming generations of fans that are like, what happened here? How can I get this figure? Or how can I know which one I have? This to me sounds like a really good opportunity for that. So I would hope that some of these people that you're worried may not want to share that information would be of a similar thought of, what, I've got so much time left. Let's pool this information and make this a real resource.
Well, I guess I'm just saying I'm cognizant of the work that some people have done, and they may not be so happy if suddenly their resource has been like, and I'm not saying this is what I'm going to do, but let's just say like it's manual, like some user is like hardcore just copy pasting all the information into this thing, and now they are like
all their work's
the source of it. You know what I mean? That's why I want to talk to the guys that I know that are sources and be like, hey, I want you to make an account, and I know that you're the one that like found out the lineage of Milton Bradley Red Tracks. Like you have you should be like, like wiki pages have editors, right?
Correct.
Or like, there's, let's call them the czars. Yeah, contributors, but like someone's kind of in charge, right?
Absolutely.
Someone's kind of like, that edit, nah. They kind of, there's some territoriality to it, and so I kind of, and I recognize that, and I want those people, I want them to get the credit for what they have done. But if they don't want to like be part of it, then I don't know what is going to happen there. Like whatever. This thing doesn't even exist yet. Like in a real world. I'm just saying, like I have a lot of like individual contacting to do once I have it ready to show, and then show it to these these people that I'm interested in being involved, and see if they're like, if I, again, like I said earlier, if I can wow those folks, the taste makers, if you will, then we're in good shape. If not, then I gotta keep working until it's there.
Well, we have a couple people here that actually already signed up and want to be part of it and want to help you, which is awesome. To me, this sounds like this would really benefit one of our friends who's got every damn variant of everything.
He's on the list.
Yeah, I'd
So-
imagine he is.
I'm pretty sure he's already on board. I just haven't shown him anything yet.
Yeah, but all I'm thinking, like as you're saying it, I'm like, oh, he's got that Pringles can, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I do. So I do have some. I do have to put some horse blinders on a little bit, like artifacts, you know, non-toy related things, like, you know, like the lunch boxes and like you know, the tertiary stuff. I know there's an appetite to have all that stuff documented, but that is not on scope for the start of this thing. You know, that's a later thing.
3.0, 4.0,
And
something
this
like
is
that.
and
Sure.
and I'm
Let's
sure
get
I'm
there. Let's get to 1.0.
That's it.
James.
Or just 0.0.
This is all going to be official product, correct? Like this is
Oh, no.
strictly Hasbro
Oh, no,
Takara.
No,
This is everything.
I want KOs. I want the third party stuff on there.
Okay.
Because there is no documentation worth its ass for any of that stuff. And so I have a big blind spot on certain things. So I need to position certain experts, subject matter experts, SMEs, into like those roles, you know? And so there will be, at least in the beginning, I want to have like collect a credit or something, you know, like when you make an edit or you approve someone else's edit, like verify some stuff, you get a point or whatever. Like you get something, some amount of like, not like Reddit karma. Like I want it to actually equate to something down the road, you know, like gift certificates or something, or, you know, when the marketplace, if it gets there and there's actually a marketplace here and you can actually list your figures, which all this other stuff has to be put in place before that. There has to be a rock solid taxonomy that's easily navigable, and a good amount of it is fleshed out by the community or myself. And then you can like one-click list things accurately.
That'd be so cool.
Not like when you go on eBay and it's like, here's an open field. And then, you know, someone writes robots, but they're transformers and they're specific ones, but they have no idea what they are. So they list it, and they list it for 99 cents. And only the savviest of like buyers will find that. They'll be searching like the misfit listings for like transformers. And that's where some of the gold is, honestly. But I want to make it so you can be looking. What's a recent? We just looked at that Predaking, right?
Yeah.
That Predaking just got a reissue. So there would be a new. It kind of depends. It hasn't been released yet, so we don't know. Is it a rerun, or
well,
is
we could say Triptychon, like the Triptychon.
Okay, so Triptychon, that's an all new release. Okay, that's
Correct.
now in Age of the Primes Generation Selects. So that's your newest strip. You just got it. You're like, this is awesome. I want to check out I want to take a picture of it, upload it to the Collecticon thing, and mark that I own this now, because that's kind of.
I was going to say, you're going to give people the opportunity to show their collection, like they can kind of have a database for themselves right there through Collecticon.
They should be able to, and you know, obviously this will take some time and some commitment, like hours, to like go through and like mark all the things you have. And this is a dream. I don't know, you know, I haven't talked to this with my team a ton to see how much is feasible here, but my thought is, yeah, you can say you own everything, right? But it's not verified until you take a picture of it and add it
that's what I'm
database.
Hoping for.
And you might as well make the picture nice, right? You might as well make it cool. And if it's a really nice photo with a nice white background and you have like the pristine one, you might be the main product shot forever on that figure. So that means anyone that Googles that Triptychon, other than the Hasbro product shot, which those are, you know, doctored a little bit, you might actually end up having like the first result on Google in the image search for that.
Speaking of first results on Google,
from Collecticon,
if you Google the HasLab Unicron, one of the first shots that comes up, and I always see it shared in Facebook groups, is a photo I took of HasLab Unicron and Studio Cell side by side on like a dresser in my bedroom. And this picture still makes the rounds as like the comparison shot. And it's got to be, 6 years old by now?
Yeah.
And it's
just because it's the top Google hit, right?
Yeah,
so it's just perpetually, getting circled there.
Sure,
But
we'll get to
imagine
the damn review.
Imagine if in the Collecticon database you could like that image is inherently tagged with those two toys, and you can go to the product listing of both of those. And so another thing that I really think will be exciting, and it may not be for everybody, but I want people to be able.
I'm sorry, I have.
I don't know if you guys know what TF Master is. Like, I'm really dating myself with this, but TF Master was a dude. And it was a website, and it was the #1 Transformers customizer gallery website, showcases, and he was a customizer. He unfortunately passed away, and the site disappeared. I mean, I know where it went. Like, it was gifted to somebody else, but it just like got assimilated into another site, and just wasn't quite the level it was supposed to be at. But I want customizers to be able to come in here and make a listing for their custom. So make a new page, and it's like a custom, right? But they get to write the recipe of what they use to build it.
Oh, wow.
I would love that.
So you can have, let's just say it's a custom Fix-It, okay? Like Fix-It's of RID figure. There's only one of them, right? Maybe someone someone makes a Generations version, like, it's Generations Fix-It. I'm going to put it up here. I painted it. I made it from like cobbled together 5 different figures, and there's some 3D printed parts, whatever. But now they make their own figure there. And if you want to make it yourself, it tells you which figures, they're all tagged there, and you could just buy them all in one click and get them all.
Wow.
Like, so think of Bricklink. Like the models here are Bricklink for Legos. And price charting for retro games. So those are the models that I'm kind of like focusing on. And what Discogs for records. Those if you have used any of those 3, imagine that for specifically Transformers and slightly tertiary products. That's what we're going for.
So would you have those customizers, I guess, would include links to the STL files or whatever, maybe if they use a 3D printed part is like what I'm getting at. Like,
if they can, why not?
That'd be so cool. Like, cause I'm always looking for 3D printed parts for like dioramas or something I'm building. And if it's like, if somebody has like just a database of, hey, this is what I use, that would be incredible. So that's why I'm asking.
Yeah. I mean, some people do full-on 3D builds. Whatever. I mean, I think Shapeways went the way of the buffalo recently. So it's, that was my intention, was like, oh yeah, we're going to use all the Shapeways parts are going to be on here, and you can just instantly go to them. And
that fizzled out.
There's got to be someone that's going to fill in that void, because that is a seriously useful business. I can't believe they failed. I have no idea what happened there.
I have a friend that does it, but only for G.I. Joe figures. Like he builds his own armors, and then for Stormtrooper armor too. He like 3D prints and builds his own stuff there. He does well for himself.
I bet.
And but I would love that for Transformers or for like the dioramas. Like I was telling Jimmy, there's like this thing I want to build, and I want to do a 3D printed space bridge that's like mid, like opening. But I don't have the 3D printing capabilities, and I would love for just somewhere to have a database for me to say, this is what I'm looking for, and these are your options. That'd be great.
Yeah, I mean, if you search these repository sites where all the STL files are, you can find some stuff, but
it's not specific to what I want.
Imagine you're on the page for G1 Highbrow, and it's like, oh, by the way, there's all these 3D parts that people have available, and it's just there's a list. There's a list of these things, and you can it'll zoom you out to the page, and see, there's a potential that this whole thing could just float on affiliate revenue, if you know what that is.
Yep. I do.
The links to those things to get to pay for them, like you get a kickback of 3% or some shit like that, but that would be huge.
Listen,
I mean, I have a feeling I can't know the answer of if that is going to work until I have it like in a place where it can exist and receive traffic. It's all made up numbers and estimates and Hail Marys until then. So that's why I am sprinting to the finish line here. And I want to get this thing. speaking of the beta, if any of the beta testers are listening, all I'm doing, you sent your email, you didn't get a response. There's nothing's been done other than your email's in a list that is not, it's completely locked up, private. It's not going to any marketing. When I'm ready to contact people, I will. So just, just forget it. You'll forget that you ever did, and then you'll get contact and be like, oh man, it's go time. Like that's what's going to happen. And I'm hoping it's like early 2026. Because if it's not, this is the year I have to make this happen. Like I've been wanting to do this for 18 years, but that's been a long time to really think about it and percolate it out. And I don't have anything tangible to show you, but I can show you like some of the thought.
Well, I'll say what you're explaining sounds like something I'm dreaming of. So I'm excited for it.
Well, there's some kind of specific documentation I've done. And if you've never been in a corporate environment, this might put you right to sleep. I don't know, but it also might give you a huge boner because it's all Transformers. I have no idea. I'm willing to give it 5 minutes if you guys. I don't know how much time.
Let's take the 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Listen, I'll give you 30 seconds to make that other thing
happen. What?
This has been brought to you by Hims, folks.
It says screen sharing is not allowed. Is that right?
Oh no.
Collection, add to scene. Let's do it.
There we go.
You see this?
Let's see if I can.
Let's make that bigger.
That's what she said. But
this might be a little in the weeds, but like these are user personas. It's like you'll see these on what I call the hype page. These are these is how I am classifying like the different types of people in our fandom that will be served by this thing by specific features. Like there will be features made that might cross a few of these. Like obviously it's not completely black and white. There's some gray area, and there's some other types of people that I'm sure if you're reading this for the first time you'll see. But like Protoform is like someone new to the Transformers brand. All right, their goals are like just to learn things. They're gonna want to use the search feature, and they're gonna poke around. They're gonna be looking for rabbit holes, and over time they're gonna kind of fall into one of these other five buckets. Sellers, they sell toys for profit. Okay, their most valued feature is the marketplace. They're going to want to use this to make money and sell their things. So collector are the complete opposite of that. They want to buy things or collect things, and they want to manage their collection, and they're going to have these collection tracking features. Contributors are, probably cross a lot of other personas here, but they're the ones that want to contribute information to the system, and they maybe have there's some prestige there for them. Like their name is seen on a large amount of pages because they are the subject matter expert, and they probably are good photographers. Think like, the influencer, like the guys on Instagram. Another reason I really care about this is like people make a cool post and they post it on Instagram, they post it on TikTok, they post it on Facebook. That thing is gone in like 20 hours.
Yeah,
it's like it never happened.
Absolutely.
So now there's a way to take you can still as an influencer or a participant, you can still do that on your own channel. But once that's done, you might as well like throw it up here. Like your cool picture of like Prime attacking Devastator. Put it up here and tag the toys, and then maybe it'll, live on long tail. It might show up in Google Images more often. Then I already mentioned kind of the customizers, and then there's the toy hunter, which you might think is the seller and the collector combined, but I want in real-time notification, like, holy crap, someone found Scavenger, Studio Series Scavenger at your Walmart 10 minutes away.
Well, I would love that.
Let's go. Honestly, and then you jump in the car and you peel out and you go get it.
So real-time updates, with a notification possibility sounds ridiculously cool.
Yeah, I mean that's definitely like down the line.
No, I get that, but
but that's like mobile app features, mobile website features.
Absolutely. So I would also love are you going to have photos only, or would there be video upload possibility? And I'm not saying like a 20-minute video. I'm saying like a quick 1 minute,
I'd rather link to videos off site.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like go back to you. I like to have, when you go to a toy, if there's a YouTube review focused on that toy, if you feel free, upload it on there. Let's make sure that it's there. And so, over time, there'll probably be like a dozen, G1 Optimus Prime review videos, stuff like that are just, it's a place to find them all instead of having to hunt and peck.
Yeah, love it.
So let's see, this isn't that interesting. These are examples of like all the components. So I'm calling these things components. Sorry, I'm jumping around here.
That's all right. I'm going to have a question for you after you pitch this, by the way.
This is a concept that, I wish I could get rid of all these tools here. Sorry. But this is like the nuts and bolts. This is where I say people get it wrong. And this is, products are going to be the core thing that this, like, they are the quintessential data entry point for this thing. And that a product is like the thing on the shelf as it was sold, because most of these toys, they're made by a company to make money. They are a product, they are a widget. So the widget is the completed combination of all these things that are often over time sold separately for a multitude of reasons, because people open them and they keep them, or they throw them in a bin and it goes to a garage sale and there's all these parts. So I want you to take a look at this and tell me if this makes sense. Like, these
makes
are
perfect sense.
This is the product. These are the types of components. All these words are components.
In other words, to make the 100% complete product.
Yeah. I love that. I think that's great.
And then there's a matter of, is it sealed? Has it never been opened? Is it a pristine product? And then, like, is it graded on top of that? Those are kind of like the standard, levels of quality. Like again, I'm just kind of making up vocabulary on the fly. but
I
this
feel like it speaks for itself, Paul. Like, it really does.
Well, that's good. That's good, because I've been working on this for a long time. and when it's simple, it looks easy, but like, it takes a long time to get here. And I think there's still people that would disagree with me and push back on some of this. And I invite that because I don't want to pour a bunch of cement and have to like chisel it out again later. And that's why I've spent so much time working on this.
So I saw down below, you had a picture of the Masterpiece Rodimus Prime, right? And this is all about what I'm thinking with your page. A little bit to the right. There he is.
Right here.
So there's a figure with known issues with the shoulders, how the shoulders would crumble. Are you thinking of having sections for known QC problems that like are like worldwide spread issues, and then here's a link on the pieces to fix this problem, and then maybe a video tutorial on how to change out the pins? Because sometimes there's work to go. Like Rodimus's shoulders broke, and then you had to learn how to swap the pin and replace the part. There was work.
Honestly, that's up to the community member. Like if someone's like, hey, there's a problem with this toy and I want to document it, like,
you'll give them that ability.
Yeah, there'd be like a notes section where something could be put in, and it's like, building towards consensus online is sort of like blockchain or Bitcoin. Like, a few people are going to have to review that and be like, yeah, this is correct, or this isn't. And there will be sort of a vetting process.
Okay.
But like, the thing with that convoy that's also interesting, there's 2 runs of that.
Correct.
And the rerun has fixes, which is unusual. That doesn't always happen. Like, that's what the reason these are all put on the screen here is because I was trying to document. I was trying to, like,
it says rerun examples right there. I
was trying to identify what this was for my focus group. I was trying to like see if I could build consensus with all the R's, the rerun, the repaint, the redeco, like the reissue, what all these things mean.
Yeah.
And like this, actually, this is what I came up with. And I actually hate the term reissue because it doesn't fucking mean anything. It means one of these. It means one of these, which are very much more specific. Okay, so let's move on to this. And this is version 4. So like, I did some talking with people about this. I just haven't talked to like the people that I respect, that I want their input. I haven't gotten there yet. I have my core group that, is along with me for this ride, but I don't have like the hardcore people to like chisel, to look at this and be like, you're crazy. But there's a retool. We know what a retool is, right?
Yep.
Retool is when they take a tool that already exists, and then they make a change to it or a modification. It comes out, it's a new product at that point. Because here's original product. If it's a retool, it becomes a new product. If it becomes a redeco, it becomes a new product. If it becomes a repackage, which a repackage is, it's the same toy, just it's like Tarantulas was in Legacy and then Legacy Evolution. Same toy.
But it's a new package.
Has a different UPC, different box, different product number. And actually, I will bet, I haven't done it, but I will bet the markings on the toy, like the product ID that's chiseled in there in a certain spot, is probably in a different place than the first one, and it has a different number. So that's the level of psychosis that we're talking. Okay. So then there's a rerun, and this is great. This is topical because like the Predaking sure looks like a rerun to me, where it's not a repackage because the packaging is almost the same. Usually there is a little bit of difference, but like the intention is that it's exactly the same. So the question is there an unintended variance? Like if it's like Hasbro releases it, they change the product number, but they, it's all, sometimes the barcode's the same on the box. Like it's supposed to be the same product, but is it? Well, we don't know till it shows up. And someone looks at it and they're like, oh my God, they put red on this part instead of green. Like it's a different thing. Another example is the Rainmakers that were at Target, the 3-pack.
Yeah.
That got reissued and was available to wider wholesale, and they mispackaged and put Acid Storm where Nova Storm was. So that's how you know if it was an original versus a reissue, because if it's sealed, they put the green and the yellow Seeker in the wrong spot.
That's awesome.
Which to me is great because it's like easy for me to identify. And also at that point, to me, again, as a seller, that older one is inherently more valuable than the other one. Maybe only slightly, maybe like a $5 or something, but sometimes the difference is massive. And so, yeah, if this unintended variance appears, if it's it's a product variant, it's an accident. Almost, it's like not supposed to.
Just like Transmetal Optimus Primal had light blue, dark blue, purple, light purple.
Yeah,
that wasn't.
Or what my parents said about me. It was an unintended accident.
That's a great example, Billy. I love that you brought that up because that is exactly what I'm talking about here.
No,
that is a product variant. Everything else is the same within the product, except there's an unintended variance.
Yep. Happened with Megatron, Transmetal Megatron too. He had the pink
G2 Sea Spray, purple ones. Like
I'm loving that. Like this all speaks my language as a absolutely psychotic collector.
Yeah. Well, like here's an example. I tried to pick out some decent examples here. Like these are redecos, and I hate the term repaint too because there's very few actual repaints by definition. But like, here's all these different redecos of this strong arm mold. Oh my God! So this is why I was taking the issue with reissue because like, are these reissues or not? Like this one's a whole different toy. So is this one. Like these were even called, like the commemorative series was called reissues. Like they were, but like over time, it's like there's been so many of these that the term loses any conceptual value. So really this is a commemorative series to Starscream from Toys R Us, and it's actually the US version, which I know that because of these white things on the box. So it's being intentional and strategic and trying to educate people, which they probably don't want to be educated like this, but on what they're actually asking for or looking for. And it makes it easier to have a conversation when someone's like, oh man, I love anime Starscream. And you're like, wait a minute. Do you mean TFC 9 Starscream? Or are you talking about the movie one that came out in the US? Like you don't know which one they're talking about. But that's also, I also want to do this feature where every product has the potential to have a nickname, like an AKA, like also known as.
I love that.
So like.
AKA Bloated Prime.
You've been on that all night.
Well, like, okay, great example. this is okay. I'm outing myself here, but you know what Bendy Prime is? Like if I say
Yeah.
Bendy Prime,
Hell yeah. Bendy
what
Prime
is
was a
that?
great figure. Armada
Bendy
Optimus Prime. That's that Bendy Armada Optimus Prime.
Why do we call it? Why do we call it Bendy Optimus Prime?
He was far more articulated than the leader class Optimus Prime.
And he's small.
Yeah.
He's like the equivalent. I mean, I don't know what they call it.
He's a
but
deluxe
it's like
figure.
He's a deluxe, but whatever they called it in Armada, and it helps you know instantly that you're not talking about the big one.
Yes, absolutely.
So I created the Urban Dictionary entry for Bendy Prime. So if you ever go look at it. It's not like that. It's just funny that it exists, but like it's gotten all this consensus on there. Like people are like, yeah, that's right, that's Bendy Prime. So that's it's kind of fun. But so that would be the nickname associated with that product, right?
Yeah.
So it's like another way to find it in the search.
Yeah, no, I think that's great. Like some people may only know something
by Bendy Prime. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And yeah, RJZ, I agree. We all are, but that's why we fiddle with these things. Like we do what we do because we all are.
What did he say? I didn't even see the thing.
We've persuaded him. We are all on the spectrum.
Like, oh yeah. I mean, come on. It's Transformers, guys. You've been to TFCon? Come on. We're all just super highly functioning, and this is a healthy thing to do it with.
Absolutely.
So this is an example of a repaint for those of you that call things repaints all the time. Really it's redeco, but this is an actual repaint where the figure, if you stripped all the paint off of these guys, they'd be the same base toy.
100%. I can see the plastic right underneath painted up.
There are very few Transformers that are like that. But this one was produced like that. That was actually a cost-saving measure. All the plastic they did all the injection of let's say it was like 2,000, 4,000 toys for TFCC or BotCon, and they just did the separation in the painting. Clearly, there's a lot of paint on these, but they are the same base toy, and that is what a repaint is. And there are very few true repaints. So we're going to consider I'm just going to still consider that a redeco. The reason we say it's redeco is because it's like the plastic colors could be different and the paint could be different, or the plastic colors could be different and the paint could be exactly the same. You get every combination. Yeah. So here's another zoom in. There's a lot of stuff on here, but here's another zoom in of this is an example of, so all the components here, this is an example of photos that could be available if you go to the Crash Bar product page. Here's the products, here's the official Hasbro ones, here's someone else. I would imagine over time there would be dozens, if not hundreds, of photos submitted by community members that want to they want to verify they have the thing, so they took their photo and they got the credit, etc. But we also would have a repository of the high res product marketing images. So these would be the images for the figure or the toy. Then there's the accessories. There's a left and a right for both of these. And then this is where some people started to think, okay, this is a little too far for me, right? But here's the packaging. And yeah, this is a legacy toy. So who gives rat's ass, right? Well, they do 20 years from now. Yep. Just like they care about the Optimus Prime that was an AFA 85 that sold for $32,000 today, right before this on LCG auctions. No one cares now, but it's in the future when you sell this stuff that these kind of things are going to matter. So here, you can have the paperwork. This shows you everything you need to have a complete thing. I'm not including the twisty ties, okay? That's that's a step too far. But I wanted to flesh this one out just to give an example. And this is not the look of the page. I'll show you this. Anyone play Destiny?
Yeah, I love Destiny.
Ever?
I was a beta tester for both games.
Really? Well, this was my Destiny.
I can see it.
Inspired. This is not what the page is going to look like, but this is this is the closest thing I can show you. This is not what it's going to look like. This was just a conceptual look, but if you look on this quick, you'll see some data points that would work for, remember going back to those 6 personas. There's some on here that are good for different types of users. So like different people would, like the toy hunter might care about the Target DPCI or the Walmart product ID or the Amazon
Absolutely.
ASIN,
I
all
use
those things. There is no good way to keep track of that stuff other than on your own. So I'm trying to change that. And then here's add to want list for sale, and then add to cart straight from the community. Straight from, like, if there's listings on the website, you can just buy it right now.
Hold on real quick, Paul. New York Hunter Impressions. The add to cart is interesting. Will users or Collecticon have inventory to sell?
Both. I would just be linking to my own website. Like here right here, here's a list of, obviously I'm the most expensive one. See? But here's, like, you know, I talked about that affiliate advertising. This would be kind of like a price checker. You know what I mean? You could come to the site, and hopefully this would be in like
Real
within
time?
like 5 hours of recency, you know?
Yep.
Now, again, I don't know if all this is going to happen on day one, but here, you know, I probably shouldn't even be showing you guys this, because this is just this is a non-physical
It's a mock-up. Yeah.
It's literally a mock-up. None of this is like built out. This is not what the page is going to look like. So,
but I love the Destiny menu layout. Like that is fun, especially if you can make it work. Like with Destiny, when you would highlight over that one box, and then you could see all your extra.
That's a tall order. Like,
I know, but
animations and like video. But I mean, that's mobile app. You can kind of get away with some of that stuff, you know.
Yep.
But you also need to worry about high traffic, page load speed, you know, functioning of the website. You don't want this thing to, fail whale all the time. You know,
trust me, my everything I do is with a cloud-based host for work, and sometimes when the traffic is just way too high with the other companies that use our same software, it's very frustrating. So I get what you're trying to avoid there. I really do like what you're selling. I'm sorry, it's no other way to word it.
I mean, I'm hyping it, but not like I don't have anything to show you. I mean, once I have something to like, this is very preliminary. I'm doing this because I love you guys, and I've been on the show, and you guys asked me, which I was like, oh, that's so cool. Like well,
you know what it is?
I respect that. Thank you.
I saw that the beta testing was starting, right? Now, it's obviously you're looking for beta testers, and I'm like, we got to help him. Like, it's that simple.
I appreciate that.
And it's such a cool idea. Like, I don't want it to blow up all of a sudden. You know, like I've gotten a pretty decent response. If I told you the number, you know, I don't want to do that, because you might be like, oh, that thing's going to fail, or you might be like, holy shit, this is real. I don't, you know, people's impressions of that are good, but I will tell you, I'm happy with the number, and I don't know a majority of the emails on that list, which is exciting to me. That's really exciting.
That means like, oh, there's real potential users there.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm not trying to sell it. I'm literally just trying to tell you, like, I'm excited about it, and I hope the outcome of, let's say I'm able to launch this thing, let's say in May. Okay. Yep. Like in May. That's potentially possible. Don't imagine every one of the 100,000 pieces that are associated with Transformers will be on the list. But that's the thing, is I'm hoping we get people interested that will come in and start like fleshing it out, because if 1,000 people are starting to use it versus me and my beta testers, it will actually populate exponentially faster.
I would love it. Like,
however, there's a moderation problem at that juncture. So,
like, this to me is like something where like reviewers like Jimmy, Deluxe Baldwin, myself, that do a lot of these third-party figures, where, you know what, we're already taking pictures for our reviews. Like, it'd be great that we could, hey, let's upload some photos. We can upload our link for our review. We can give some feedback in regards to the figure as well in there, maybe.
Yeah.
And, you know, hey, there's this, like, if it's a new age review, you know, there's going to be 20 different variants, right? There's going to be the cartoon version. There's going to be the Marvel Comics version. There's going to be the comic version. There's going to be the Ode to BotCon version, because they always do like 5 or 6 repaints of every figure. And you could just link them all right up there. I mean, that's
the way I imagine it working is, you know, you're on a product page, for a figure that someone has made, and it exists, and there's data populated there, and then like below the fold is probably like thumbnails of the top 5 videos for this thing that have been, it would say, here's Billy the Kid's review of this toy submitted by Billy the Kid, or whatever the your relevant Collecticon user name is.
Yep.
And there will definitely be, like, in the profiles, like, you will be able to, like, I want people to put their TFW names. I want them to put their Twitter handle, like anything they feel
absolutely
comfortable putting there. It should be like a hub. It's not supposed to, like, everything can coexist. That's the intent. Like, it's going to link heavily to the wiki. It's going to link heavily to Sabertron.com's photo galleries, stuff like that. It's going to, the things that exist, it's not supposed to replace them. It is supposed to live alongside, coexist, and bring, and as I always like to say, high tide rises all ships. All right. That's what we need. And we need a modern fucking Transformers application. It is sad that I have waited 18 years and no one has come in here to do it where I can be like, oh, I guess I'm not going to do that because balls.com is already doing it. Like 18 years. No one's done this. We're still using BB Bulletin. Like, what the hell? I don't get it. So I'm coming in. I'm coming. I'm going to save us. Save us all.
I'm always looking for, like, different background images or just different reference images. And it's always so much work to find them. So what you're pitching sounds like a very, very big dream for me, because it would just make my life easier as a collector, a creator, a reviewer. Like, hey, they're all here. This works for me.
I would love it. And I don't have relationships with the third-party companies because I don't love that stuff for a lot of reasons. But it exists. It shouldn't. We're not gonna, like, pretend it's not there. I want to. I think it'd be great if this thing gets rolling. I think it'd be great if, like, part of the marketing blitz that these companies do for their toys, they obviously, you want to be on the TFCon third party panel. You want to get a post on TFW saying this is coming. If they like New Age makes the listing for their upcoming products themselves.
I would love that
platform. That would be so sick.
Well,
because otherwise, once it gets revealed on TFW, PrimeBot 37 is going to run over and be like, I'm going to be the one to make the new listing for this toy. And like, whoever makes it first, like, has their name on the thing,
Yeah.
Because there will be, like, stats, like, last edited by this guy. Here's all the contributors. Like, the thing is supposed to be, it's meant to be a community page, but let's also like understand it has to make money to work,
of course,
to exist. Because this is going to be a big boy. This is not going to be like, this is going to have deployments. It's going to have a development team. It's going to have support. Like, this is a real. It's Pinocchio project, right now, but it's gonna hopefully be a real boy. And I know how to do it. It's not like these things do all these, like, really kind of complex issues to solve do not scare me. Like, I want the challenge. Like, bring it, please. Like, give me something to do. So
I love it. I look forward to contributing to it when it starts up. And I do, like I said, I also really am looking forward to using some of these resources once they're available. There's things here that, again, as a creator, really just spark my interest. And there's things here as a fan that just spark my interest. So from several different perspectives, I'm intrigued. And I've seen in the comments, I've been trying to pull them up. A lot of people here are interested. So there is definitely an interest for what you're proposing. And I think
I think there is
a market
too.
for it. Yeah.
I think there is too. But like I said, I don't, like, all I've done is made a few, like, I made the website and it's on my flyers going into my orders going out now. And I was going to make a big push about it at TFCon, but I was too busy and I didn't have the website up anyway. So I was like, oh, forget that. We are talking about this. But one other thing I also want to say is that it's not going to, I have this idea where, people have user accounts, but I don't want them to be DMing. I don't want to have a whole, like, discussion section. Like, that's not what the thing. If
It's
you
a
want to do that,
database.
you can go to TFW and do that. You can go to your Facebook group and do that. You can do all the, because all, like, again, coexistence, and I want to stay in my lane. I don't want to have to worry about dealing with people communicating. And I have this concept that's probably controversial. If you buy an item on the like, if let's say you wanted that crash bar, and you're like $25, someone's got it for $25 sealed, and you can look at the picture of the product, the actual one, I'll buy it. You don't even know who you bought it from. You don't even know. It doesn't matter.
No, you're getting the product at a price you're willing to pay. Like, be happy.
Yeah, it just, to me, it doesn't matter. It's just like buying it off of, most people on Walmart and Amazon don't even realize they're buying it not from Walmart or Amazon or even Target. You know, there's third-party sellers, but they give, they do let you see, like, oh, you can buy it from one of these three sellers.
Ships and sold by.
I'm just like, who cares? Clearly, the customer doesn't care. And I know on eBay, people care because they're like, oh, that's a reputable seller. I'd rather just say, like, sold from a person that sold 1,000 things, reputable seller, bingo bongo. You don't need to know who it is. And the buyer, the seller, doesn't need to know who you are other than to ship it, other than they get an address and they're sending it. They might even just have the username. And sure, people over time will get to know who is who, and that's fine. But I don't want to worry about the baggage with that stuff. Do you know what I mean?
Totally get that. So we
Flip
have
side is fraud. That's number one thing is I want a fraud-free, and that's impossible. It's literally impossible to have a fraud-free marketplace, but I'm very sensitive to it. Yeah, there's ways. I mean, it's kind of like vetting, not letting anyone just sell. Like, they have to, like, they have to contribute to the database to get 1,000 points maybe before they can list something to sell. Like, that's where that tracking of contributions and like interactions on the site like will come into play.
I think that's actually a really good point. Like a way to do it is, hey, you have to have X amount of contributions. It shows that the photos are real, that you're a real person. You're not just somebody trying to flip and scam and make a quick buck. I'm going to jump in. Robert Bankus says, I'd love a site to help navigate all the minute differences in the redecos of all of the various cup figures, as well as a catalog of which ones I already have. And I think that's what you're trying to build here.
100%. Yeah, you can look at the character archetype of cup, which to me, like, there's all these different versions of cup. There's G1 cup, there's IDW cup, there's now there's Skybound cup. There's all these cups, right? From a fictional standpoint. Sometimes there's toys applied to them. And so you can either say, I want to see all the cups, which doesn't matter. It's named cup. Or you can say, I just want all the IDW cup toys, or you can stratify in your filtering and your searching of all the things that you care about and find exactly what you're looking for. And also, we're going to gamify it. So if you're a cup collector, which I'm a character collector, so this is where this kind of comes from. Yeah, I'm a character collector, which means I got to have all the versions of this guy. Well, how do you know you have them all? It's really hard. You got to go hunting and pecking. But if you had something where you could say, like, I want to see all the toys associated with the character archetype of cup. Oh, there's 25. You have 24. You will complete your cup collection if you just get this one.
Yeah. And
if you get it, then you get a little badge, like #1 cup collector, like something like that on your profile, whatever. Gamification is going to be a very powerful motivator now in this thing.
I love that. I think that's actually pretty cool. Like a top fan badge or a top, like, stuff like that's great. New York Hunter was saying GoBots and Diaclone as well.
Oh, definitely. I mean, definitely Diaclone.
Diaclone's a must.
GoBots would probably, it should include GoBots, but like that's not like a V1 thing, because I want to stick with one franchise and tertiary thing. GoBots are tertiary, but then you get into what is it called in Japan? Something Robo. Does anyone know? I don't know. Like that is almost a totally different toy line, but there are characters that are now Transformers that were GoBots. So like it's gonna happen. But Diaclone for sure, because that is the first version of the molds. Like the first Starscream is Jet Robo.
Yep.
And actually, I think it was Thundercracker first. I don't remember which one was released first. But anyways, that's the keystone or the origin of the mold of the Seeker that expands out like you ever seen those diagrams of the creation of the universe where it's like it like blows, it's like the Big Bang makes this huge insane tube. Yep. That's like what the Seeker mold is like.
So that'd be fun, because then maybe you could have like the Diaclone section, and then people could link in the new modern Diaclone, like what that figure is in this modern line now. Because Convoy is completely different. Diaclone Convoy is completely different than this 2023, I guess, Diaclone Convoy. It's the same in spirit. Machine Robo. There you have it. But there's so many possibilities, and I think it's got some potential. And again, that's why I said let's do this. Like, there's potential here, and I just like hearing now from the viewers alone saying, "Look, I'm interested. Sign me up. I want to help."
Oh yeah,
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's
TF
cool.
Rock Lords now from New York Hunter Impressions. That I'm sure will come down the pipeline.
Well, just one thing I want to be upfront and honest about. All this stuff is not sitting behind a curtain. Like, we're in the process.
Yeah.
I've been working on this for a long time, and I can tell you right now, this is the most excited I've ever been about it and the closest I've ever been. And that's why I'm willing to even talk about it publicly. But this could go, it could also go nowhere. It could also just fall flat in its face.
Listen, anything can fizzle.
I've just found I'm working with the right people now, and they're like, out of nowhere, like, we're kind of like, hey, let's do this. And I was like, oh yeah, let's do this. It's kind of a magic moment. And I'm hoping going into 2026, we actually have something to show. And I have my small focus group, and now I have the list of beta testers, and just sit tight is all I can say. And you may never hear from me. You may, and that'd be a big failure. I would probably, if this doesn't work out, I will probably, quit Transformers. You know what I mean? And when I say, I don't know what that exactly means, but I would probably become more of a civilian than part of the.
So this is going to work out because
police.
I can't see you without Transformers in your life.
Exactly.
Well, I've worn a lot of hats, but I've been wearing this Transformer mask for a while. So.
Yeah, quite some time.
Well, thank you for your interest. This is great. Yeah. It's great to talk about. I appreciate it.
And hopefully we can have you back on when we get closer to kind of that beta or whatever. So,
well, it'll be interesting because if it does happen, this is the first public discussion on it.
Yep.
Ever.
Well, I mean,
good job, guys.
You shared some links, and some people in the community I know shared the links. And once community members started sharing it, I said, okay, I'm reaching out. Yeah, it just seemed like let's go, let's help, let's get the ball rolling. That's all.
Yeah, that was nice. I wasn't expecting that. Like Duran sent it, Robbie Musso shared it, a few other guys I know. I was just like, oh, okay, they're into this. That's awesome.
And once that
I haven't had these discussions with them. Like some people I have. Some people, if anyone's watching this that's been late at night at BotCon or TFCon, they're rolling their eyes like, oh, I've heard him talk about this wasted.
Well, now he's talking about it sober.
Yeah, that's the difference. That's dangerous.
But no, I love it. I appreciate it. It is getting close to our witching hour.
Yes.
Not to be rude, but I feel like you've given a lot of information to the viewers, especially anybody that's going to watch it on the replays as well, where they can go and get the information they need. I know you have a few people that signed up.
Needs to be a C in there, but
let me change it.
What?
It's Collecticon, like Decepticon. A lot of people think a lot of people read it and they say collection. I'm like, oh.
I thought I copied the link right from the page.
Well, maybe I have the spelling wrong somewhere. That's correct. Yeah. So yeah, you can go there, and if you put your email in, it's secure. It's not going anywhere. Like, this is not like let me get a bunch of emails and sell them. Just making that clear.
I do that. That's if you send them to my email address, guys.
Be ready to buy his timeshare.
Yep, that's it. But no, I appreciate you sharing this with us. I think this is a database that maybe even it could be bigger than what you're envisioning it from, because
Maybe.
looking at it from other views, like I said, I keep going back to it as like my artist side, my diorama building side. And I'm like, if there's a way to get a database for everything to make these projects better and easier, I'm so in. And if I can contribute, like, hey, this is how we build these things all in one place, it's just, there's so much that you could do for the community and the fandom with this if it's done right.
Didn't you take the wings off of your Unicron?
I did.
For the
I took
so
the
like
body, all the kibble is off of my Unicron, and I have a planet and I have a Unicron robot, both on display. There's 3D printed wings. So if you wanted your Unicron, if you had the space to have Unicron with the round wings, they're there, or there's 3D printed wings for the robot mode. So there's options. So yeah, that's where you'd say, hey, this is how you do the separation kit. This is where you can buy the separation kit, or this is where you can get the free STL files, because the files are free. The guy that made the files gave them out for free to people. So
what you would do? Someone would make that listing for that part.
Yep.
For that, let's call it an accessory.
Yeah, that's basically what it is.
Or it's it's a 3D printed thing, so it's essentially like a custom. It's under the realm of customs, and it's an accessory, and so there'll be a page listing for that thing, which hopefully like the creator would want to be, like the owner of that, but who knows? But then you link to where it can be gotten, and then you could upload a image of either of your Unicrons.
Yep.
And you tag that custom piece and the HasLab Unicron as your custom creation, and then it all just webs together.
Yeah, and that's like, I'm not one of those collectors that needs to know which version of a figure I own, right? Like, I'm just happy knowing that I have the definitive hot rod, right? Like, to me, like, I've got a version of a character that is what I always saw on the screen. I'm happy. But as a builder, as an artist, there's things that I wish I had all the resources for. So I'm seeing a completely different side of your page that, man, you could do some amazing things for people here.
Yeah, I got to be careful with like, expectations. Like, this is how this will get used, because that's the like.
No, I'm saying there's opportunity is all I'm saying.
Right. Well, that's the thing.
Growth here.
You can create something and you have intention of how it's going to be used, but you have no idea how it's actually going to be used. There could be this completely hackable way to use it that people love, and I'm like, damn, I never thought of that.
Trust me, you should see the things that come out of my OnlyFans. I get it. Hey, got to keep the page going somehow.
Use that Sharpie.
But no, I think you've got something really good here. I think you've got a really nice, I don't know how to word it. You almost have the future
launch pad. I have a launch pad at least, I guess.
Yeah, you've got something good here that I think could really help the community moving forward. Right? And a lot of what Jimmy and I do here is, how can we push the community forward? How can we keep the community together? How can we make this a real community of people? Like, these are good people here. Not everybody's a horrible person, and we've got really good ones here. And I feel like you've got a way to kind of even unify us a little more. That's all.
I hope, because I mean, there is more to Transformers than just the toys. Like,
it's more than meets the eye. Yeah.
Yeah. But I still think it is the bedrock. It is the glue that keeps everyone together. It's the toys. So
the toys are it. I mean, the toys are it. Absolutely.
Other things can build from that. Like maybe people could put their cosplays up at some point of like people cosplay certain characters.
Listen,
like there's a way to do that. Connected in.
That'd be fun. I mean, that'd be a lot of fun. Don't get my gears spinning though, because I do that too. So.
If this thing works, if it does work, like I would probably start doing panels, like half-hour panels at TFCon if they would let me. I don't know if they consider that an advertising thing or what, but I mean, I've supported the show. Like, and I would walk, when this thing's ready to go, I will sit there and I will walk people through it, in person. And it might be the most boring panel of all time, or it could blow everyone's mind.
I was gonna say it could be a game changer too. Like you don't know what's going on there. But yeah, Big Easy signed up and they enjoyed the show.
Big.
So yeah, you've got some people that have done it. So I think this has been good. But with that, Paul, tell everybody where they can find you, where they can buy their Transformers that they haven't been able to maybe see on the shelf or maybe missed out on over the years. Tell us, please.
Well, the website for the store is collecticontoys.com or collecticon.toys, but most people go to collecticontoys.com. And you can find me on social media almost everywhere at Collecticon. And most specifically, my Whatnot shows are getting nuts. And that's where I do a lot of stuff. And I got a 24-hour stream I'm going to do on Cyber Monday. And I have no idea how I'm going to do that, but I'm going to do it. And I think it's worth tuning in for a few minutes just to see, like, if I crash and burn or if it's a madhouse.
Like 3 a.m. That's going to be the perfect time.
I would say I'm usually up like 1:30, 2 a.m. unable to sleep. So
I'm going to start it at midnight Central. So I'm going to go till midnight the next day. And is that the best choice in the world? Probably not, but I'm doing it.
I will definitely check that out. Now, I will say every single review that I have done since TFCon Baltimore has your link in it, right?
Oh,
so
sweet.
New York Hunter Impressions, you can go to any one of my reviews for the last year, and Collecticon Toys is linked live right in there. So you can just find the store there.
Probably need to start putting that in mind too.
Don't take my idea. But I'm teasing. Paul, thank you so much. It was a pleasure. I love your idea here. I really hope it comes to fruition. If there's anything I can do, not speaking for Jimmy because Jimmy's got to make his own decisions, but if there's anything I can do to help you grow this, I'm more than happy to help.
Well, trust me, I'll holler when it's time. But I just, even this interview is probably a little premature, but I wanted to take, you guys were gracious enough to ask me to come, and I was like, you know what? It's time to get serious.
Hey, we're used to premature things. So
trust me, that's why I got 3 kids.
Thanks so much for just the conversation.
Thank you, Paul.
I appreciate it.
Thank you for joining us tonight, man. It was a fun Sunday. You know?
Absolutely.
That's it.
That's all we got, folks.
Folks, we will see you guys next week when we're joined by Candace Santoro of Primal Parodies and the one and only Gary Chalk. If you don't know who Gary is,
where have you been living?
Just don't even follow the show anymore. All right.
Busted.
All right. So listen, we will see you guys next week. Paul, thank you so much. Hopefully we can get you on our 1-year anniversary show in December. Sure. I believe our 1-year anniversary is December 13th. So that's Sunday, somewhere in there. We're going
are you going to do? Like a bunch of people coming in, like rolling?
Cool. Yeah, like a super show. It should be a blast. But thank you again, Jimmy. You have a wonderful night. I'm going to let you send us off tonight.
Yeah. So tune in, same bat time, same bat channel next week. Because Gary, it's going to be fun. And if you do have any questions, please email theforgelive2005@gmail.com. Would love to have some questions from the fans. But with that, thank you for joining us on The Forge, and we will naked gun ourselves out of here where we just kind of pause, but everything else